Okay, so welcome to this video where we'll be doing cryptography quiz 2. So 2024 quiz 2. So the question was using C2, C1, C1, C3, C2, C3 with the keys C1 is equals to 3, C2 is equals to 7, and C3 is equals to 11. Encrypt the message. You do not joke with cyber security. Okay, so first of all, when you are on the channel, you need to understand that the channel is displayed with a featured video like this one. Then after that, you can see suggested videos to the channel. Then we have year 1 courses. So far I'm doing network security and cryptography. Then we have these papers. I've done quiz 1 for 2023, quiz 1 for 2024, then cryptography test 1 2023 we're almost done, test 2, and so on. Now this part where you see cryptography physical classes by Mr. Chishala. So class 1 was uploaded, then the answers for the quiz 1 is already out, then class 2 is uploaded. So this video is for the answer for this class 2 quiz. Yeah, so you can also access that course by going under podcast like that. Then you can see all cryptography physical classes and its quizzes of content from there. Okay, so now let's begin. First of all, you need to understand that this method is under Caesar Ciphers, and we call them Poly-alphabetic ciphers because we'll be using multiple alphabet coders for each sequence to mean a certain letter for us to encrypt something such as this. So first step we are going to do is we need to understand this sequence. We need to understand this sequence, the one we are provided with. Then also we have what we call the plain text. I'm sure by now you know. Then lastly we have the cipher text. So I'll be explaining things bit by bit. So the sequence you are seeing is this sequence, which is this. That's the sequence. Then we have the plain text. So a plain text is any content which is being shared in a clear form or a format which can be easily understood, such as you do not joke with cyber security. So that's our plain text. So I'll copy that plain text, then I'll paste it under this same plain text I'm talking about. Now we have this cipher text. So this cipher text is the one we want to generate using this same sequence. So now I'll get the sequence like this. Then the sequence will be corresponding to these letters on the plain text. So let me put it in normal order. Pause the video for now and then put it in normal order. Okay, so now as you can see, we have this plain text which is you do not joke with cyber security, but now written in a normal order. So using this sequence, which is C2, C1, C1, C3, C2, and C3, you just need to make sure whenever you end, you start again. So it's more like you're wrapping around. So where we ended is where we begin, like that. Then I'll be making sure that everything is back in place. So you do it like that. Okay, so let me pause the video and make sure that everything is in place. Okay, so now that the sequence is corresponding to each letter of the plain text after wrapping them around, you can proceed. So the sequence, as you can see, it was C2, C1, C1, C3, C2, and C3, which is ending C2, C1, C1, C3, C2 and C3. So this is the first sequence matched on each letter on the plain text. Then again we repeat this sequence like that. Again we repeat the sequence like that, matching each letter. We do the same like that. Then lastly we do this but without the last C3 because there's no other letter exceeding that. Okay, now for you to come up with the ciphertext, you need to first come up with the alphabet. So let's put down the alphabet so that we start encrypting. Okay, so now this is the alphabet and that's the plain text. So what you need to understand now is that we have these keys, which is the first one. They are saying C1 is equals to 3. So you need to count up to 3 from the alphabet. 1, 2, 3. So meaning this part will be removed or this part won't be considered. So I'll get this part starting at D up to Z like that. And then after doing that, we need to wrap around with A, B, C. Now this means it's our C is equals to this is our C is equals to is our C1. So this is our C1 with the key which is 3 like that. So that's the meaning. Now we go to this which is the key of 7 to represent C2. Okay, so we count up to 7 again from the plain text. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So meaning this part will be out up to G if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll get from H up to Z. And then we wrap around with A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G. So this is our C2. Then as you can see, it was a shift of 7. Okay, lastly we have C3 which has a shift of 11 or a key of 11. Again you count from the plain text 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So up to K. So you remove this part, then you start at L up to Z. Okay, now we need to wrap around again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Then this is our C3 with a key of 11 as the question states. Okay, so this whole information is our ciphertext. And with that ciphertext, we can encrypt this plain text you are seeing now. So let's do that. Okay, so now let's start. So we have Y from our plain text. So this is our Y, and we're saying we need to use C2. So for Y, we go where there is C2, which is this row, like this. So Y on C2, it's F, as you can see. So you start with a F. Then for O, from the plain text, you can see they're saying C1. So you go where the C1, which is this row. So O, it's R. Again, you continue. So U, again, it's C1, as you can see, which is X. D, it's C3. So D for C3, as you can see, D, C3 is O. Like that. Then O, they are saying we need to go at C2, which is V. Then N, C3. So N, drop down C3, which is our Y. Then O, we go for C2, which is our V, like that. Then T, we got C1, which is W. Then J, we got C1 like that, which is M. Then O, we got C3, which is Z. Then K, we got C2, which is R. E, we got C3, which is P. W, we got C2, which is D. I, we got C1, which is L. Then T, we got C1, which is W. H, we got C3, which is S. C, we got C2, which is J. Y, we got to C3, which is J. B, we got to C2, which is I. E, we got C1, which is H. R, we got C1, which is U. S, we got C3, which is D. E, we got C2, which is L. C, we got C3, which is N. U, we got C2, which is B. R, we got C1, which is U. I, we got C1, which is L. T, we got to C3, where is T? C3, which is E. Then lastly, Y, we go where there is C2, which is F. Okay, so we are officially done encrypting this plain text, which was "you do not joke with cybersecurity." So because I'm fast, maybe I might have made a mistake, but I'm not sure because I'm not reviewing this work as I'm recording. So the key concept here is that you need to understand how to display the sequence. That's the first step. Once you know how to display this sequence, which is this, you also need to understand that the plain text needs to be having some spaces for it to display smoothly on your book, notepad, or whatsoever, or page. So whenever this sequence ends like this, you start again from the start, which is C2, as you can see, C1, C1, C3, C2, C3. Again, once you end, you wrap around. But at the end, whenever you now end, like you do this, you are wrapping around. Now at the end, you can see we are supposed to have C3, but C3 is not part of that because there's no other coming later. That's the way you wrap around the sequence. Now, coming up with this encryption alphabet order for these keys, you just need to understand that these numbers represents the shifts or the key. So for example, a shift of 3, you count up to 3, which is ABC, you get rid of this, you start up to D, then to Z, like that, you get this part up to Z. Then since these 3 parts were removed, they will be added at the end, which is ABC. So that's a shift of 3. You do the same for 7 and 11. So now you need to understand that labeling these will help you a lot, such as C1 will represent this first row, C2 second row, then third row for C3. So this is not considered because it's the plain text. Now, how do we encrypt? Encrypting is that when we start using these letters on the alphabet, for example, such as Y, for U, where there's Y, you ask yourself, what's the sequence? As you can see, it's C2. So these are our sequences. We go where there's Y, like this on the plain text. Then it's saying C2, so where there's C2 is here, which is F now. No wonder you're seeing F. then you continue according to the sequence. So thanks for watching. This is Soko James representing KMU Cybersecurity Tutorials. Thanks for watching.